Hi everyone, how you doing? I hope you're well. So today I'm going to look at information, messages from Spirit for the month of April. I drew a card, an oracle card off camera this morning, and for this month I selected the wisdom of the oracle by Colette, Baron-Reid. Here's the deck. And the actual card is called Imagine. Here's the card. Now it's interesting. As soon as I saw the card, I heard John Lennon's song Imagine. And I thought before sharing with you the messages, the information from the card, I'm going to share with you again the lyrics from the songs. So here are the lyrics. Imagine there is no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there is no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say, I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say, I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will live as one. Absolutely beautiful song. I mean, I love the lyrics. So, for me, the Imagine card is very much about turning imagination into manifestation. So I would say for the month of April, but starting in April, for the next weeks, next month, it's very much a month about manifestation, about creative thought, about visualization, creativity. And it could be in your life, in your personal life, but also in the collective. And I'm thinking about more creating, the start of creating a new reality. There are two quotes that I wrote down, and I'm going to share them with you. If we can dream it, we can create it. Absolutely. And the other one, what we imagine will become our beliefs. And yes, so it's important for us to imagine in a very positive way. And what I mean by that, not to be in a place of fear, being fearful for the future, for something that may happen in the future. So it could be in your life, it could be in the collective. So very much concentrating, imagining, visualizing something positive for our lives or for the collective consciousness of humanity, peace, as John Lennon mentioned, living together peacefully. So that's what I feel about this card of Imagine. So it's a very strong, if we think about it, very strong energy to work with, but quite magical in a sense. Basically reminding us at any time we can manifest something positive in our lives, or for the collective consciousness of humanity or Earth. Because let's not forget, planet Earth also is evolving and growing with us, humans. Now what I would like to do, I would like to look at pulling a few tarot cards and just connect it with this card because I'm excited. I just feel the energy and I'm wondering what we're going to get. So this week I'm going to use the Seer's Tarot, and just let's see what Spirit wants to share with us related to the Imagine card. No, I don't need to shuffle the book. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so let's see. Okay, now usually I pulled 3. I'm hearing 4. So let's pull 4 and see what I'm going to get. Okay, 3, 4. Okay. Let me put them line out. Okay. Now, looking at the colors, I know it's a quite colorful tarot deck, but wow, so much fire energy. And okay, bear with me 10 seconds or so, because I don't normally read reverse cards. Okay, I don't. And it's interesting because I can see there why I had to basically draw 4 cards. 2 of them have to be together, and I can see why. But if I show you, maybe, I hope it will come on the camera, very similar colors, those cards. Look at that. Here we go. Very similar colors. Okay, let's start. The first card is the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is a card about spirituality, spiritual teaching, I would say. The Hierophant can represent a spiritual teacher. So it's about learning, okay. It's about also spiritual wisdom, of course, about religious beliefs, conformity, but tradition. Now, the fact the card is next to the 5 of Wands, I'm going to read the card, the Hierophant card, as a reverse. And if I'm looking at the other cards, it makes a lot of sense. So the five actually of Wands is about battle, is about competition, is about fighting at all cost. And it feels to me, what I'm hearing, I'm hearing challenging the system. Okay. To me, what it means is, as humans, we are born on this planet, and the process for most of us is to be conditioned by society, by our parents who brought us up. When I'm talking about battles, about fighting, about challenging the system, I feel that for some of us, I mean, individually and collectively, especially when you're going through a spiritual awakening, you start questioning and challenge, I would say, ideas, principles, beliefs you were brought up with as the truth, but no longer. Going through that process of spiritual awakening, you start questioning and challenging them. So it's almost like an invitation. To me, going through this process is very much the journey to your true, authentic self. And it's interesting, Spirit just showed me a picture of a teenager. So the comparison, the analogy here is, it's almost like us, I would say, the citizens of this world. Some of us are like teenagers in a kind of rebellious position, and you are a rebel towards your parents, which represents, I would say, the authority. And it's interesting sharing with you the information I'm getting. It's very much connected to a situation I can see at the moment, but we'll come back to it in a few more minutes because I want to concentrate on the actual reading. But it's almost like Spirit is saying to me at the moment, some people may feel rebellious towards the authority, the government, tradition, institution. And I would say all these entities are more what I would call patriarchal energy. So it makes a lot of sense. So that's quite possible that for some of us, I'm talking in our lives, personal lives, but in the collective as well. And I'll come back to it in a few minutes. Now, the next card, absolutely stunning, is the Seven of Wands. So look at the Seven of Wands. It's more fire energy here. Okay, she's got the fire in her belly, interestingly. Can you see here, there are sevens, wands, trying to attack her, but she's perched quite high. And this is very much for the people out there who feel they've been challenged. There is an aspect of competition as well here, especially if you've manifested something positive in your life. There may be people trying to challenge you because of envy or jealousy, or I've experienced it before. You may find out some people subconsciously try to project their fear to you because they don't feel comfortable. The fact that you are going through this process of trying to manifest something, it's not your problem, that's their fear. But they may try to project the fear subconsciously, okay? So the message there is very clear. It's about, look at her. She's standing in her power, in her truth. Can you see her head? Is turned, not towards the wands. She doesn't want the fight. She doesn't want the argument. But look at her. She's trying to stay centered, but she's standing in her power and truth. And what I'm getting is about sharing. Well, it's about basically voicing your opinion generally without feeling embarrassed. It's about taking a stand. It's about defending your position. And I feel it's about, how would I say? It's about standing firm in your convictions of what you believe. That could be the title of that video. Absolutely. Standing firm in your convictions of what you believe. Okay. I would say it could be, they're showing me, it could be some of you who just decided to show your true self, your authentic self to the world. And when we do that initially, this is quite often when we are challenged, and it's quite new to us. It's a new feeling. We're not used to it. And I feel it's just Spirit saying, don't. It's all about courage, being courageous and persistent. Voice your opinion. Stand firm in your truth. Stand in your power. Very interesting message. Now, the fourth card, it's also connected to the Seven of Wands. It's the Queen of Wands. I love the card, the actual Queen of Wands in this deck. Look at her. She's the queen. I mean, I don't attach genders to court cards, so it could be a man as well. But she's so confident. She's a born leader. She's got the wand. Think about it as a magic wand. Look at her. I can manifest anything I want, I like. I stand in my power. I stand in my truth. I'm confident. But the other thing with her is she set an example to help others to do the same. So from this place, where it's very much new to us to be challenged about our beliefs, to be challenged because we manifested something absolutely amazing in our lives, to this place where you totally feel confident. You're the queen. You're a born leader. You set the examples to others to do the same. This is absolutely an amazing, powerful message for this month. But my feeling is it's almost the beginning. It's going to be happening for the next month or even next years. When I mentioned to you early on, connected to the Hierophant card and the Five of Wands, that fighting at all cost against maybe tradition, beliefs, ideas, etc. Maybe more on a collective level. There is an astrological transit that just started in March. So bear with me, I'm not an astrologer, but I read about it and I feel I'm going to share some basic information, but it's so fascinating. I'm going to do more research and I feel I'll share the information in my next episode of my podcast. So, the astrological transit I'm talking about is the planet Pluto moving to the sign of Aquarius. That happened in March 23rd. And as a reminder, Pluto is the planet of transformation. Big transformation, huge transformation. Before being in Aquarius, Pluto was in Capricorn since 2008. Capricorn represents government, authority, institution. So Pluto, what does Pluto in your personal chart? And it's going to be different from one person to another or to the chart of the collective or a specific country. Highlighted areas, beliefs, principles, etc. that no longer serves us. So Pluto was in Capricorn doing this from 2008 to March 2023. Then moved to Aquarius. Aquarius is more about progress, and Aquarius represents the collective, humanity. Just to give you an idea of what could happen the next 20 years, because Pluto will be in Aquarius until 2043. Pluto was in Aquarius back in 1789 when there was a major revolution in my birth country, France. It started in 1789, lasted nearly 10 years, and during this period, Pluto was in Aquarius. That's the sort of transformation we can expect in the next 20 years. It's interesting because in France, same country, when Pluto moved to Aquarius, major demonstration happened in France, and it's not finished, against the government. It's not finished. It's also, excuse me, it's also happening in Israel. Major strikes in the UK, and I think Germany. So what is fascinating, I think, is to see how the collective is going to evolve during that time, and how, sorry, allergies bothering me, how the collective is going to grow and evolve during that time. So, now, going back to the actual reading, I think Spirit wants to show us that, or remind us, we have that gift of manifesting something quite amazing in our personal lives, but also collectively. I must admit, I'm not pro-violence. What happened in 1789 and for a few more years in France during the Revolution was quite violent. And the question we have to ask ourselves is, has it had to happen the way it happened? Of course not. You can stand in your power and truth in a peaceful way. But was it necessary? Yes. Looking back, it was necessary. The revolution had to happen for the country to move forward and evolve. So what I'm saying is, looking at the energies, it's quite amazing. It just shows to me that there is a potential for a shift, positive shift in our personal lives and in the collective. But very much, if you look at those two cards, the importance of standing in our power and truth and not feeling embarrassed to have different beliefs. Because at the end of the day, the journey we are on as humans on this planet is about unlearning what we've learned from, society, from the way we've been brought up. Especially if we don't feel that they still serve us, in a kind of way. And yes, this is part of this journey to return to our authentic self. And I feel for us as individuals and the collective, we are through that process right now, and maybe going to another level, especially with the planet Pluto going through that transit of being in Aquarius for the next 20 years. I can't even imagine what is going to come out of it, but it could be very exciting and interesting. So that's it for this month. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and sharing. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel to receive notifications on future videos. And if you would like a personal intuitive reading, please check my website. You'll find the link below in the description box. So thank you again. Take care of yourself. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.